Open sign, buzzing at 6 a.m. Coffee on the counter, die on my hands. Turn up the radio, lock in the strap, turn hides into armor for the next big flash. Name tags, bed loops, radio slings, stitching every scar into tougher skin. In this leather and ladder line, we burn the midnight for the ones who fight the fire. Every rivet, every strap I bind feels like sending out a shield into the light. Leather and ladder lines. Leather and ladder lines. Helmet fronts drying on a steel peg wall. Station patch shining on a fresh bug haul. She takes a photo from the truck bay floor. Your work took the hit, but I'm back for more, yeah! Sparks fly, blades fly, sirens in my head. Every snap I set could save a life instead. In this leather and ladder line, we burn the midnight for the ones who fight the fire. Every rivet, every strap I bind feels like sending out a shield into the light. Leather and ladder lines. Leather and ladder lines. Hey, turn it up for the first in crew. Turn it up for the blackened boots. Turn it up, this is what we do. From this little shop to the front of the line. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. In this leather and ladder line, we burn the midnight for the ones who fight the fire. Every rivet, every strap I bind feels like sending out a shield into the light. Leather and ladder lines. Leather and ladder lines.
Moonshine, thanks for coming in and thanks for letting me know that I was muted. I really appreciate that. I've got a new setup that I'm working with that we played around with today. So hopefully things can work smoother, but already they're not. So that's cool. But I can see stuff and kind of work better with what's going on in chat, what's going on with other people. So we're gonna get used to this way. Also played with some lighting, things like that. But I was saying, before I found out I was muted, that I super appreciate everyone that popped in yesterday when I was just playing around and doing some testing. We got a cool impromptu stream going on. So tonight I got a project to do, or start at least. I got a new, some new leather in. I've never tried before, never seen before, nothing. So I'm excited to give that a shot and see what that's like. So I definitely did not mark my name off that package, so I'm gonna have to open it. I'll start at least here a little off screen. But it is Saturday night. What's everybody else up to? Just kind of relaxing at home, enjoying the stream, or what? Alright, so I got a project that came in that I needed some wide, thick leather for. So, in firefighting on trucks, sometimes the hose is kept really up high, sometimes it's a little bit lower in the ones in the back. So, we come up with different ways to pull that hose off of the back of the truck. And we use webbing, rope, some different type of straps. This order wants a leather one done with the engine and truck numbers in that painted and carved into them. So that's what we're going to do. So I wanted to find something thick. Normally use like an 8 to 10 ounce veg tan, Herman oak, and some imports depending on what project I'm doing. But I wanted to find something thicker. So this is 13-15 ounce what's called live oak. I've never used live oak before. I read some good reviews about it, and it's what I could get. I tried getting some Herman oak, and everywhere was sold out. It was on back order. I couldn't get it. So had to come up with something else. Decided to give this a try. I've been wanting to try out their belt straps, but so I got these. I first feel they're not, the backs are super nice. Like, they're not pasted finished, but they're very smooth. They've been sized really well. So I'm excited about that. That'll make finishing stuff easier. The rest of it, just get one down. And the rest of it, I don't see big marks or holes, branding, stuff like that. You can see they put a hole up in it where it probably hangs in the shop. I got this from Traditions Leathercraft in Oklahoma. But I need like 48 inches of this. I don't need the whole thing. So that little hole there at the end isn't going to bug me. But I have not, you saw me cut open the box. I haven't looked at this. I haven't done nothing to it. So probably going to work on this project as much as we can. I do have plans at 8 o'clock. So if we're still here streaming and you're still with us, the plan, I moved my camera. So if I keep looking off to the side, it's because of that. The plan at 8 o'clock is we're going to go raid Social FD when their stream starts, and I'm going to head over there. But up until then, we're going to be working on this. So you'll see it all from layout to end. I have not really done one of these. I did a little one that was pretty much a grab handle. Nothing huge, ridiculous. For this leather and this size piece, this is the first one I've done. So it's going to go well. But you'll see it from start to finish there. It's probably going to fall off my workbench. That's what I was just worried about there. Alright, so I just want to square up this end from the other way because I like cutting on that side. So Saturday night, I don't know what it's like where you're at. Where I am in Michigan, yesterday was awesome out. Nice and warm, especially for January. And then today came and there is inches of snow now outside. So that is the bipolar of Michigan winters. But yet my sister-in-law I saw was complaining today of her AC wasn't able to keep up, and they're just down in Tennessee. Minnesota's been warm too. I don't mind it. I like winter. But I'm also a believer that if it's going to be cold, like freezing temperatures, I better have snow on the ground. I don't want it to look nice outside and not be cold. Hey Sickles, hey, how you doing? Appreciate you stopping in. Meathead Game says there's more snow than he wants. I feel like you're either a person that loves a whole bunch of snow or kind of want to visit it. Not a whole lot in between. I guess too, it depends on where you're at. It's like where I'm at in Michigan, I'm not far enough north to where we get a ton of snow. We have years where we get a bunch, but other times we don't. Icicles. Been reading since 9 a.m. Yeah, you need a break there from it. It's got to be a good book, though, or one you have to read for you to be going that long on it. Alright, so I'm planning out this strap here as I move stuff around. The top piece is only going to fold over like this, just enough for them to put some webbing through to loop it around the hose. The bottom side, though, is probably going to need to be almost that, so you can get a nice gloved hand in. So, third book of Fourth Wing. I don't know what Fourth Wing is. I like reading, but it's a lot of history stuff or like job related stuff. I don't know what Fourth Wing is. I haven't heard of that. So my smut. Oh, it is smut. I get it. I was gonna be a little more inappropriate than that, but it's classy smut. I get it. No, not hardly. Say I have heard. I know of people that read those type of books. So for this strap, overall length, it needs to be 36 inches. Build in the 2 loops on the ends and then enough there. Oh, not it's just not enough smut, so not hardly. It's like the stuff that created. Oh, what was the name of that movie? I don't remember. The one where they got tied up. She got tied up. All that. Yeah, books that make it classy. So this strap, once the loops are in, needs to be 36 inches. Yeah, 50 Shades. There you go. I probably should have remembered that. So I only need to be here with it. I don't have my pencil there. Not only I have a pencil there, I have a pen. I can do that. I'm going to edge it anyway, so it won't show. I will say I find it kind of funny though, if you would have asked what the first conversation of tonight would have been, I would have lost all of my money on talking about smut books. That wouldn't have been in the realm of guesses. Alright, so that's how long that needs to be, but this top loop, like I said, only needs to be a little bit. So I'm playing around trying to figure out this pattern, or I should say design, because I don't have one for it. So that's where I want that. I'm going to use Chicago screws to keep this together. I prefer to use Chicago screws for the vast majority of stuff. I use some Loctite on it. It just holds up well, and then if by chance they do come apart, it's real easy to fix and replace. So, yeah, there. This is so thick though, but I don't want to skiv this down. I want it to have as much strength there as I can because it's going to be pulling heavy stuff. So we're going to go there. Now, once I get this all set, I'm going to take measurements and write it all down so then when I do my next one, I don't have to figure this all out again. As long as I can find where I put all that stuff, because that is another issue. So there is that fold. Alright. So on this side is going to be bigger. I want a gloved hand through there. Of course I don't have a glove here with me. It's sitting in the other room. But big firefighter's glove needs to be able to fit through this loop, so they can actually pull on it. The only other thing I thought about with this is if I made that loop really big so that they could get their whole arm through it. I personally have never pulled the hose that way, but I can see how this would be beneficial, especially for a smaller person. My issue is this is going to be hanging off the back of the truck, and I don't think it's going to sit well. I don't think it's going to look well or hold up, and it's just going to be gross. So I think we're going to go with the handhold. Oh, my lovely assistant just threw me the glove. So, yeah, if we put that in there and hold that, that's plenty of room. Like, I wear a large, they come in 2 more sizes bigger, so I think that'll be plenty of room. Alright. So, I'm just going to spin it around again. The cut feel of this too and how it's bending is very nice. Like, I am so far a fan of this live oak. I will probably get some more of it. I'd like to try a shoulder or a double shoulder just to see how a bigger, wider piece would work. You know, cutting a strip like this, they could go around a lot, you know? Just, I guess, not hide it, but not have it there. It cuts nice. The back is super smooth. Like, it's all nice and soft feeling too. And I mean, for 15 or 13.15, and I'm still able to get a pretty good radius there out of it, and it's not bending at all. So let me switch this. That one. So, I mean, I've got it pretty tight, and that isn't breaking or cracking at all. I've had that happen with some other ones. There we go. I don't know which view is better there for you guys, but this one seems to be a little bit with me able to show some stuff. I like this. I'm gonna figure out something else to do with these pieces. Alright. So that piece is gonna come down to there. I made my mark. And then this will be the bigger loop. And it will sit there. Alright. So I'm going to start getting this wet, I think, because I'm going to put some stuff on here. And hopefully, if I did my math right, because I didn't have this to actually lay it all out, should be the right size words. So because of how the hose sits in the bed of a truck, it has some of this that's going to be hidden, and then the webbing's going to be hidden. So the lettering's only going to go on this portion of it. It's not going to be the whole thing. So we're just going to be down here doing that. So I've got it marked out to where I need to be. But I need to know where I need to start. I'm gonna move this. So So these are measurements that the gentleman ordering gave me, and that once I get it ready, we'll kind of take all our measurements, write it all down, and have a pattern ready to go. So between 19 and 36 is where we're actually going to put our letters. I got to see if these ones I printed off actually kind of fit right, which actually the truck one's not going to, because it's just a little bit smaller than the engine. I think I'm all over the place with this. So the joys of making patterns, as I'm sure some of you know, this may not work out at all. These letters might be all completely off. Super close. So let's see what we can do about that. I gotta get that spacing right. Are there programs anybody else uses to do this? I made it in Inkscape, and as you can see, I had to do it on, you know, the same or multiple pieces of paper for it to fit right. So it's probably not the best. I would have really liked to just have something I could lay it out and almost like a large format printer. In Lightburn and finalize in Illustrator. So the only thing I know about Lightburn is some people use it for laser work. I use Xtool, so I don't know a lot about Lightburn, and I've never used anything with Illustrator. So how far am I off? Okay, we're gonna have to get rid of a bunch of this. I keep moving that, and I'm gonna do it and tape it. It's a laser controller. You have an Xtool too, but you don't use it. What you need. So I've heard Lightburn is way better. I can't say I'm a huge fan of XCS, but it's what I know. So I didn't have anything else to go off of, so that's what I learned. And I will say, my wife on her laptop downloaded the new Creative Space. I can't use it. I think it's awful. I'm not a fan at all, and it might just be because I'm stubborn and know where my stuff is in XCS, or in the original one, not necessarily XCS, but I've heard Lightburn's a lot not easier to use, but a lot better to use. You can do more stuff, or you got a little bit better control. So I understand why you prefer to use it. Move this out of the way for a second. LearnX Lightburn. It doesn't have anything, but it will do a lot more. Alright. I will have to look more into it then. Yeah, a lot of it was that, is what I had. It came with the program, and I was just going off it with that. But I don't use the laser for a ton. You're watching real mistakes and difficulties happen right now. I don't use the laser for a ton of stuff. I probably should use it for way more than what I do. But I have started using it to mark out patterns. And that on the laser, or on the leather. So I'll just use like the score function. So then I'm not tracing and doing that type of stuff. That's 100% what I feel like. Yeah. It's interesting. I've talked about it on some other streams and a little bit last night. Last night threw me for such a loop and had such mixed emotions. But I started doing this more just because I was bored in my basement by myself. And it was nerve-wracking. It still kind of is. Especially I see, places come in that I watch or I've learned from and that, and I'm like, oh. Sometimes I feel like I barely know what I'm talking about. How long is this? Alright. Sorry. So, I got a new little controller, right? To try and help. And I'm pretty sure I just hit the button on it to mute it. So, yay for learning stuff. I don't know what got missed out. So, Moonshine, that is such a fear of mine, is having to like ruin a project at any time, let alone on streaming in front of people. I was super nervous when I was finishing up the last belt I did, because it was by far the most carving. I'd done sunflowers on the whole belt. And like as I was finishing it, my sister-in-law was coming to pick it up and was like an hour away. I was like, oh, if I mess this up now, I'm screwed. And yeah, that had some nerves in there. So you can see doing the seam ripper, doing the whole project in front of people, a little rough. So yeah, if you want to be surprised, then no, these are not. If you don't want to be surprised, then yeah, 100% they are. And you're probably watching me gonna mess them up, and then at least you'll understand when I'm like, hey, I can't get to them in time. I have 100% realized that. Last night was a big eye opener for that. I kind of already had it in the back of my mind. Last night was a big eye opener for that, and it helps. I think that's probably one of the bigger struggles I've had the whole time. Even not streaming, just doing my leather work was how it was gonna go, how people were gonna take it. You know, like stuff I'm happy with. Is anyone else going to, and those things. So, I gotta find where all my marks are again. So that's where we'll cheat it. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I will say, up until yesterday, I had streamed at 11, 12 in the morning, you know, noon lunch, and had one guy show up every single time because he was able to watch it during his lunch, and that's when I had free time, and the support there was great. Last night was the first evening one. Support there was great, even with people watching me struggle bust through. No idea what I was going to do because I wasn't planning on doing it. You want to be surprised, but watching them get made would be cool. So I don't think we'll get it all done tonight, especially because once they get dyed and that, it's going to take some time before I can then paint them. Plus then there's finish work and all that type of stuff. So right now I'm just trying to get everything laid out the right way. Just because it's different than the last one I did. So you're seeing how it gets created. So they're going to get oiled, dyed, oiled, and then sealed up. The sealant I use is a weatherproof seal in that. So yes, if they're taken care of, like, I mean, I wouldn't let. I mean, I'm sure you wash your trucks after, you know, going outside in the winter, things like that. So, and if, you know, I've got straps that have been 4 or 5 years, you know, and they're going every day, well, not every day, every shift use. Paint's still holding up just fine in that. If you have an issue with them, paint, whatever, I usually don't, but I don't have a lot of stuff that sits out, you know, in that as often. So if you do, let me know. We'll work something out, and I'll get the paint fixed up for you in that. The leather itself is gonna hold up just fine. This is, so I had mentioned it earlier before you were here. This is live oak veg tan. It's 13 to 15 ounces. thick here. So normally for a radio strap, I use an 8 to 10 ounce. So you're looking at that's that much bigger with this. 3 inches wide, like we talked about. Alright, so that's the sizes right. Cool. Alright. So now it's to find centers and all of that. Yeah. Yeah, there's not many places that offer this, especially in strips, and I did not want to buy a whole like skirt side or something and not, especially with the leather I didn't know. This leather's turned out great. I'm super, super happy with it. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So I was gonna lay that down and find its center and all of that, and I'm not quite there yet. So that's where I originally tried to buy. I keep looking at the wrong camera. I apologize. That's where I originally tried to buy the strips from. They had Herman Oak 1315. It was like 72 inches long, and they were out of stock. They were out of stock in everything around that size. Because I even looked at like the 4-inch, and I was like, oh, I'll just use my strap cutter and take an inch off of it. That's not a big deal. Everything was out of stock. Didn't want to mess around with back orders. Don't know when they're going to come in. And then when you tell people that are waiting on it, that especially if they place an order and you've already taken money, like, hey, I don't know when I'll be able to do this, and it's outside of your control. As a customer, I wouldn't really care. Like, you said you could do it, now you can't. I am going to change something here. I don't like how stuff is looking right now on my side of it, like on the back end. I keep talking to the wrong camera, well, the wrong area, because that's where the chat is. So, now at least I'm looking at where the chat is. I don't know where that is. They're showing in stock right now? Oh, when I went to order them the other day, they weren't. But yeah, that's originally what I was going after. And I will say I am super happy with this live oak from Traditions Leathercraft. I don't know what the asterisks were. I did not show up. So it showed good until I went to actually like check out. And that's when it told me it was back ordered. Like it let me add it to the cart and everything. I might have links blocked. We'll have to look into that because I've had someone else try. I originally did it because when I was researching starting streaming, people were like, yeah, if you don't, you're going to have all these bots and stuff that put in links to all sorts of crap, and no one wants to see that and read it and all of that. So I was like, oh, alright. But I've not run into that once, so I'll probably undo it. I take it you order from them a lot then, if you're just gonna ask Tony if they're gonna get more in. I do need to place an order with them for some other stuff. Um, like I mentioned before, I've never used this live oak. I've never used Traditions Leathercraft. I heard someone talk about it, and what's saying? They find ways around it anyways. Count verification is better. So yeah, I've got that stuff on. Surreybot. I don't know what Surreybot is. I've got what, Cloudbot? I think through Streamlabs. I just switched over yesterday to OBS. I've been pretty happy with that so far. Just trying to get this wet. So when I cut these in, actually does well. When you're doing the whole thing, just I've noticed it tends to keep color even throughout the whole thing, throughout the whole strap. Oh, I put the lid in this. Oh, well, yeah. If you're one of their Twitch and Discord mods, then I would say you know them well. I like watching their streams at lunch at work. A lot of times I sit there with my mouth, I feel like it's hanging wide open, because I'm like, I don't understand how they do some of this stuff. I don't understand Discord at all, so I can't comment on that one, but. Alright, so that one's all wet. And the next one. I need to build another wooden workbench because I can't throw stuff out on here like I want to. I normally had my press sitting over here to my right. And I like that because I could press stuff and come right back to where I was working. But when I was finishing up that belt the other day, I had nowhere for my Tippmann Boss to go. So I installed it where the press went. I was just going to swap them back and forth because usually there's time in between stuff. But right now, it is super getting in the way. So, excuse me for a second here. I had to unbolt it. Alright. Now I can actually lay this stuff out. I'll probably quit streaming if I have one where like everything goes right and perfect, because too much stuff will be wrong. So it may look like I've had this top for a while. I really just spent time today putting stickers on it, mostly because it was so white, the lights were acting horrible on it. But I just got it a couple days ago, and I love it. I used to use this little piece of countertop that was maybe 3 inches wide. Yeah, well, it's probably 4 inches wide by about this long. And it was such a pain in the butt. But I didn't want to spend money on buying a piece and all of that from somewhere, so I just kept kind of sucking it up. And I stopped on the way home from work at a place that installs granite countertops. and asked them if they would sell me this sink cutout. And they laughed at me and said, yeah, we don't sell those. Those just break. So when they cut them out, they say normally they break, and then so, yeah, no, we don't sell them. They wanted to know what I was doing and what I needed it for. I told them I did leather work and I wanted something hard to hit stuff against and work on. And he said, you can help yourself to whatever you want in the dumpster. So, in a snowy, icy dumpster, I climbed and found this nice piece. There's one little bad part there. We went back to a different camera. There. So yeah, there's one little piece here. It's not that great, but it works way better than what I had before. I'm gonna have to figure out something to do with the buttons so that I don't accidentally hit them anymore. Because I'm sure everyone would much rather see what I'm working on than my face. So I try and keep that top one showing. Add some marks here. Where is that one? Oh, now look at the right one. I got some other stuff in for a project though today too. Not for a project, for some other products. Some clamps and that. Movie night better. Alright. I don't know what that means. A more exposure on the top camera. I will bring that up to my kid. And he can fix that for me because I'm not sure how to do that. I know it's in my camera preferences, but that's about it. And I feel like movie night butter is just kind of spamming some stuff in there with some jokes. I don't know what that's about. Marked. We're going to get this one a little wetter than the last, because it'll be longer to work on. So more exposure, or a bit higher exposure. Like, does it just look really dark on your end? Brightness needs to come up. Alright. That I understand a little more. And watch me like go in to do something like this and then just mess everything up. Oh, you're perfectly fine. Like, because I see what it looks like on my computer and my monitor, and even those look drastically different between the two. Did that help? Is that better? I think I jumped it from like -32 to -4. So I don't know what those mean. I feel like that is a fairly big jump. A little better. Hey, a little improvement is still improving. Alright. Oh, that's way too much. Okay, what are you doing? Oh, there is a fine line here as I'm like doing this of where it looks dark and then it just whites out. Yep, small steps are, yeah, that one jumped huge. So I had to bring it back. But I appreciate the help with that. Dittler, welcome in. Appreciate you showing up here. Rock that for a while. Appreciate the follow there too. Between watching chat and doing this, I hope the alerts are working. I spent a bunch of time doing that. Got channel points, I think, working. Like, I was busy doing some work today with that stuff. Last night was good. Improved some. I don't know what my phone's doing. Alright, so I'm just marking my center line there. I can see that. Last night, I don't feel like I got any work done, but I felt like I had to do some work, because otherwise, why would people just want to come in and listen to us talk? And if I was doing that, I'd just do just chatting type thing. But I can definitely see that, especially getting more and more viewers that and more active chat, that you wouldn't be able to get much work done. It'd be rough. I like doing work while I'm on here, just because I feel like I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. Yeah. Well, then that's where you normally are. You know, that's where people are going to come to see you. And I feel like that stuff too, like, you know, if conversations are based towards that or anything like that, that would be preferred. I don't I don't really watch any other category on there besides um, the makers and crafters. Mostly because if I'm gonna watch video games, I might as well just play video games. Half of 17 is going to be 8.5. Cool, 8.5 millimeters. So yeah, I like listening to podcasts, but Twitch probably isn't where I'm going for that. I did pretty much get told like I really should look into dual streaming onto YouTube as well. So apparently it has to do with Twitch's discoverability and different things like that. I struggle to do social media. I try really hard and really want to. Consistency with it can be rough. And since that's where I do almost all of my business through, kind of makes it tough sometimes, but I also do just about as much business as I really want to do. I am not trying to make a living at this. This is a hobby that, if it pays for itself, I'm happy. If it ever does, I'll let you know. Alright. Everything's lined up there now. Don't... Yeah, once we get stitching and all of that, that'll be alright. You can see here on my tool bench, like I don't have proper tool storage. I use what I use. I'd rather spend money on other stuff. Like cool mugs. I like this mug. Which, it's hard to see there. But it's Jason and Ghostface and Leatherface and all of them hanging out on a fire truck. There, there's a better one. Yeah, I'm all over with this. Dead cows are expensive as live cows. I got a buddy that raises cows. I'll bring that up to him. I have not heard that one before. It feels like that sometimes though, huh? Speaking of expensive, I feel like the prices of belt buckles went up. Gosh, looking at getting some new ones because I had a stock sitting here, and I'm getting to the point where I need to make another order. I feel like that price has gone way up too. I just kicked over my stitching pony. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I don't... And the vast majority of stuff I use is buckles and Chicago screws, and then swivel snaps, halter snaps, whatever people refer to them as. It's pretty much the vast majority of stuff I use. I feel like every time I go to get it, it's more and more. And I already struggle with pricing my items. Now, for anyone that either has or currently has an order in, like, I have no issue. I still, make stuff off it, but like the belt I did the other day, I have an issue of what I would charge for my time and skill to make that belt, because I wouldn't pay that for that belt. Like, not for that belt, but for a belt. I could not. So then I struggle just with well, if I wouldn't pay for it, then why would somebody else? But then I realized I am not going to be wearing around a sunflower carved belt. I have my plain water buffalo belts that I've loved for the last like 6 years. I get a lot of stuff from Buckle Guy. They've always been on. They have been. I was looking at their stuff today, and the big reason was the black PVD buckles. I haven't used those before, but I was reading comments from someone else that talked about how much better those held up, so that the coating didn't come off. I don't have one here, or close enough by. But with these, a lot of times it'll start rubbing off, like in this area and this area and that. And then you'll start seeing the brass underneath, which can kind of give it a cool, older, used look. But I would like stuff that held up well. Not in the tax bracket for your products. Yeah, that's this thing. I got into it kind of for that same reason. I started doing leather work by making my first radio strap, because I looked at how much it was going to cost for me to buy one, and then I looked at the tools to make it and the piece of leather. Now, granted, that was like a super cheap piece of leather and super cheap hardware in that, and I knew nothing about what I was doing. But I got to learn and try it out, and it worked. And that was either the best thing or the worst thing that's happened, because that's what kicked off all of this. As I made one, and then someone else was like, hey, where'd you get that from? And then they wanted one. And that. Now, those first ones I did, I've redone my radio strap multiple times, and those guys who I first made them for, I actually just said, pay me for the leather, I will make it, I want you to test it out, see how it works, let's figure out what to do to improve. So over the course of me doing this, they've probably gotten 3 or 4 radio straps for free, just because we work on fixing stuff or something didn't work right. And you like custom one-off stuff but can't justify the price for most custom one-off stuff, but you can make your damn self for 4 times that price. Yeah, 100%. I really wanted a helmet shield. Of course, I don't have one sitting here right now. But if you don't know what fire helmet shield, the one that goes on top of their helmet up near the front, like on that one. I got a guy I know that makes really sweet looking custom ones. And I wanted one from him, but I didn't want to buy one because just the disposable income. I didn't want to spend it on that. Well, we ended up working out a trade. I made a radio strap for him, and he made a helmet shield for me. And I like doing that deal, like bartering, and I could do that more often. I just don't think like Ram will let me barter from my truck. And even in, the world of leather workers, like got a guy that I found because he was streaming making a wallet, and I've made 2 wallets, and I like one. It's okay. Not huge fan of it. It's not quite right. But the first one was awful. Like it's actually sitting back here. Um, Stitches are blown out. Stitches missed. Like here you can see where it just completely even went off. Everything's too thick. It's not finished well. Stitching's way too big. And I did this early on and stuff because I wanted to try it, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to make my own wallet. And it's not my thing. I mean, it could be. I don't have as big of an interest in it as the other stuff I've been doing. And all of the like tools and sewing stuff I got in that is kind of for thicker leather. So like my Tipman Boss, I like using that thing for belts and radio straps, but it doesn't like little thin stuff. And it may just be because of how I have it set up with threads and all that, but I keep that wallet there mostly just to kind of remind myself of how I've improved over the time. Zero interest in wallets, but do little passport covers. So I was thinking, and I know I just got done saying like I don't want to do little things, but like so I carry a little notebook like this at work, and I was thinking of just making a cover for that, like literally just something that could fold over it that I could do some carving on. Obviously that leather was way too thick. And so it's kind of made me like, well, alright, I could do that. Now, what I learned off that wall that I just showed is if I do anything that size, I'm going to hand stitch it. But it would be just for me. Purses, I tried making a couple like, not, I guess they're technically purses. They're like bags. But I tried doing that. It wasn't me. Oh, so you make patterns in that too. That's cool. Yeah, I mess with the flip top ones. Yeah, that's what I carry. I want to make myself. Ow! I just pinched myself with my belt buckle. A like Padfolio type one. I do want to do that, but again, it's for me. I don't want to make a bunch of those. Mostly because I don't want to hand stitch a bunch of stuff. I just saw myself in the OBS studio. I can't hear it, but it's delayed. Or sorry, the Twitch one. It's delayed, and so I can just see my hands moving all crazy. But no sound is coming out. It's kind of funny. So Moonshine, do you do do you draw your own tooling patterns? Do you do tooling? Because that has been a struggle of mine. Alright. I'm gonna probably hit those buttons again. I'm gonna move them so I don't mute myself again. I'll go put them down there. So big, I'm trying to find where I need it. You don't do tooling, can't stand the mallet sounds? Oh, alright. I am the complete opposite. I have, I think, a piece of chrome tan here. I don't do really anything with it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I've actually got like a whole big piece of black pebble that I don't know if I'll ever use because I don't know what to do with it. I struggled with bags, like getting them to turn inside out and getting the stitching right and that. So I've got a couple of them here that are just like partially finished. Black pebble's one of your favorite things? I hope I'm talking about the right thing. I'll grab it real quick. Am I talking about the right thing here? Oh, shrunken bison texture? Okay. Yeah, this thing is huge, like, you can't see how much it's rolled up, but like, there's a bunch in there, and it's a big piece. I have no idea what I'll do with it. So yeah, I've been calling that the wrong thing for a long time then. Damn near that cobblestone makes way more sense. It has that look to it. Like, it's a cool look in that. It's just not the stuff I make. I picked it up probably in one of the Maker's Odd Lots with a couple other pieces when I was first getting started and wanting to try out different things. And it ended up not, those things ended up not being my interest. So they sit in a box. Got one that's a pull-up that I'm going to end up using that. My son wants like a holder for his Leatherman. And I know some people that want kind of some stuff like that. Little one-offs that I will never advertise or anything like that for, but I'll do them every now and then that I'm going to use that for. Again, I tried making a couple bags out of that, and then this other one that's like really, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's almost furry on one side, but not like a hair-on type furry. I don't know how to explain it, but try making a bag out of that. Again, I have no idea what I'll use it for. But I also don't use a lot of finished veg tan. I prefer just natural and do it myself. So it sounds bad. I have no idea. So you can see, like, I cut bag pieces out of it, but it's like a weird kind of furry. Like, this side is super, super smooth and feels finished, and this side is like this weird kind of furry. I don't know. Someone does. I don't. I don't work with that part. Tigo, welcome back. How you doing? Yeah, that's good to hear. Went to a swap meet and walked almost 2 miles. You must be in a different part of the country than me, because I would in no way have wanted to go out to a swap meet and walked almost 2 miles today. It is snowed a good amount here today. I've been working on this strap. Got it all cut to size, figured out what we were going to do. And then Moonshine's been teaching me about some of the leather that I have here. Yeah, you're definitely in a different part of the country then. Because it was cold and snowy. It wasn't as windy as it was yesterday. That was a plus. But we had just gotten rid of all of our snow and ice. Now it's all back. San Diego? Yeah, that's a whole different world out there. I got to, it's been a few years, but I went to an off-road race that's out in Johnson Valley in January, and I left here, my Jeep said -4 that it was outside, and I landed there and it was, almost 80. A little shock to the system. Felt way better at night though when the sun went down out in the desert, because I was more used to that temperature. Sorry, talking while doing curves isn't happening. I already struggle enough with those. Moonshine has me now curious though what this leather I have here is. And I should probably either find a project or someone to give it to. It has been sitting in a box. I've now moved it 3 different rooms in my house for the workshop. Should probably do. Find someone who's starting out in leatherworking. And then just send them those ones that I have no intentions of using. Ugh, that coffee has gotten cold. Ugh. Hot coffee that's cold is so vastly different than like a legit iced one or something. ADD just kicked in a little bit there, and I just thought about how I did not go in before this stream and change the title of it. Why I just now thought of that, I have no idea. So, I'm curious because multiple people have brought it up between tonight, last night, and some other streams they've seen in that. I have only ever used Discord as a way for like me and a couple of other people I know to like play video games on together. What else is everyone using it for? Like, is it a chat type thing? Like, we used it as a voice, so you're just getting on there and kind of like group phone call. Listen, for as much as a hard time on this stream, I will give my 23-year-old son that still lives at home a hard time. He heard me say that my coffee went cold and went and got me some more. Of course, he should have brought me a paper towel because I did just spill some of it, but whatever, we'll take care of it.
What did Jackson spill? What did Jackson spill?
Hi, Jameson. Welcome to me streaming.
What did Jackson do?
Hey, can you go somewhere else and play? Hey.
I'm not playing with you.
It's my 4-year-old. Y'all can welcome to the chat. Ah. All right. Streamers use it to connect and build their communities, kind of like a Facebook group or a forum. Okay. So then is it like moonshine? Do you have one that is yours for like your thing and growing that, or is it a generalized like leatherworking one that everyone then gets on and talks and that? Pet pictures. Just a whole bunch of cat pictures being shared back and forth. You'll see what I have here. So I think I'm gonna checker bevel these and then kind of stretch that checker out around it. Gotcha. Alright. I guess I'm gonna have to check out Discord then, huh? I mean, that stuff sounds more interesting than me just scrolling all the sponsored stuff on Facebook and that I don't want to see. Internet was created for cat pictures. Oh, so there's Discords for everything, huh? Alright. Guess I'm gonna have to check this out. Like I said, I literally just used it for me and some other guys to talk and play video games, so it was just an invite directly to his. No, you need to go upstairs.
No.
Alright. Excuse me for a second. I gotta take the 4-year-old away.
I'm not going upstairs. I'm not gonna go upstairs. I'm not gonna go.
Oh, his bigger brother is taking him upstairs, and all it is ridiculous giggling as he's going. Yeah, a couple of people that are into rocks. You share pictures of their collection. So, I never knew anyone that collected rocks, did anything with rocks. My daughter loves them. Like, comes home with pockets full, and they're just sitting in her room. Facebook group without the Facebook BS. I like that idea. It's what it sounds like. It's like the old school forums. Which is crazy because, like, there's still times that I find myself going to some of those, like the old, like, leatherworkers.net, and, like, seeing what people say and how to use stuff, because some of those old ways haven't changed. If it doesn't fit in your pocket, you have to leave it on the porch. There's been some big rocks brought home, huh? Yeah, I was reading about sewing machines there the other day. I would really like to get myself a Cobra. That Tippmann, I love it. It does great. I am very happy with it. because I probably would have never got into stitching if it wasn't for that thing. Because hand stitching belts is awful. I don't enjoy that. So there was a lifesaver for that. But I would really like to get a Cobra for doing belts. So yeah, looking there. I was looking up stuff on like neat's foot oil and that. Still comes up. You hand stitch guitars, that's rough. I know, I feel your pain then. The only hand stitching I really want to try out again is buck stitching. You got some type of rock. I don't, ammonite. Partially opalized, 6-inch. Huh. Fossil. Gotcha. Thank you, Moonshine. I recognized opal. Oh, the fossilized spiral shell. Okay. She's got some small ones of those. I've seen them. Just show me. Yeah, I like the look of buck stitching. It's not for everything or everyone, but it definitely has its place, and I think those places look cool. It's funny, Moonshine, you mentioned earlier that streamers don't get a lot of work done on the stream. I was hoping tonight to go to 8 o'clock and like, man, I hope I have enough work and that and can go that long. Yeah, and definitely not moving as fast, but I will say it's a lot more enjoyable than just sitting down here and mindlessly working. Helps you stay focused, like not getting lost in the work and just kind of burning out on it and that. I haven't seen I haven't seen any of theirs. I went back yesterday and did a bunch of follows after yesterday's stream and that, so I'm hoping to get some of these checked out and that. That's funny though. So what is it? Moko, I think. It's like a brother and a sister. And they're like, their tables are like across from each other. Yeah, I've watched them a few times, and like with the specific thing of like, oh cool, I want to see what they're working on, Um, yeah, the couple of times it wasn't as much getting done, but they were having a blast. So it's kind of hard to argue with that. Oh, yeah, Moonshine, I'm with you on that. ADHD, I love it, and I think my wife hates me for having it, or hates it in me, not hates me. Because I'm all over the place, and a lot of mine is hyper focus. So it got brought up yesterday about like the king of hobbies and that. I've had all so many. This is one of the longest standing ones. I think one of the reasons it's good is it's never the same thing. Like I'm constantly doing something different, so it kind of keeps that attention better. But I got projects all over the place going on, and they don't get finished until I have to usually. The Jason mask that I've been working on, it's taking forever. Derek and never ending good folks for the Twitch crafting community. They get loud and usually only lurk in my streams. Usually only lurk in small doses until I share something. Oh, unless I share something in their Discord and they're showing it that day. Oh, so like stuff that people put up in their Discord, they'll show off and talk about in that. That's cool. Yeah, I've only caught it a couple times. Usually when I get that alert, it's like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm at work, and it's hard for me to tell other people to do their job and get to work if I'm not. Sharding art. I mean, if you're gonna have it, then yeah, alright. I like it. You have so many WIPs. I don't know what WIPs are. And I don't know if it's this stuff I don't know because of age, works in progress. Gotcha. Or if it's just all like social media shorthand, Twitch shorthand. There's a lot of stuff I feel like since I started this that I have to ask people, what are you talking about? Because I don't know. But I'm still really new to this community. I'm still pretty new to the whole leatherworking community in general too. I mean, I've been doing it for years, but in my own little bubble. Millennial shorthand. Alright. I'm in that weird kind of group in between stuff as far as that goes. And then, like, born in the early 80s and grew up with some of it and not others. But then, like, I've got a 23-year-old kid, and my kids go all the way down to the age of 4. So right now I'm dealing with all the bullcrap 6-7 and skibbity toilets. Latigo, I am always open to suggestions. It start out what you want me to hold. So I'm just going to keep assuming anytime stuff start out it's because people are being inappropriate. 3 baby blank works in project. Oh, so you do like crocheting, sewing, and that stuff too? That's cool. Oh, geez, I didn't even notice that it was someone else coming in. Scares. Because it's scares you. Yep. So, yeah, you have baby blankets. Alright. I thought. Alright. I'm following. Cool. And welcome back. Yeah, auto-modded. So, Latigo, I don't know what you want me to hold differently, but I'm always open to suggestions. I don't know much. And what I do know sometimes isn't right. So I don't know if you are talking about the mall or the Beveler. But fire away. Because I know how I should be holding this beveler to work right, or work how everyone I've watched says to do it. And for the life of me, I can't get it right. Foxy, welcome in. Yeah, they send some cool stickers out. I like the little rocket ship one. I got some more somewhere. They're gonna get added in. I got a bunch of stuff sitting in here. So. So I'm not making a radio strap right now. When I do make radio straps, I do have a pattern that I use. Put your hand out and make a fist. This sounds like I'm gonna get in trouble. Put my thumb against my index finger, like so. Like so. Then open my fist enough to put the maul handle in. 90 degrees to my arm, and then rotate my arm to strike. Don't move my upper arm or shoulder, so just like this. Don't move my wrist relative to the... Okay, so just this. So I feel like I have my elbow down and I'm doing this. I don't have that great of shoulders. They sound like pepper grinders when I move them, so I do tend to find stuff that works like that, but I will give it a shot. I can't say I'm gonna do it a whole bunch, but I'm gonna try. And again, if this is not what you meant, this is me trying to read and decipher, let me know. Alright, Foxy, hold on a second. Keep the elbow at the height of the top of the tool. So, Foxy, I'll get you out. So my elbow's down here. I do feel like it is uncomfortable, but I think it's because it's awkward right now because I'm not used to it. Rotate the forearm, no, so this. Ooh, I'm gonna have to play with that. Alright, so Foxy, I made the pattern. He struck out trying to find, yeah, there's not many that throw that stuff out, which is crazy because literally you can just take any strap and lay it down and have one. That's how I started with mine. I had one that my department had bought me. I didn't like it, so I just kind of used that as a generalized pattern. Went off that. They had to order a new radio for you, and it's back ordered 3 more months. That's awful. So, alright, so we're going to try that. Alright, we're all going to be learning here. I'm like really thinking about what I got to do now. It's not as smooth as I'd like, but awkward. Bearded, thank you for the follow there. I'm going to see if this is going to help me for a second. You might break down a friend strap and make a pattern. Yeah, I can send you some stuff too. If you send me a whisper or reach, I see immediately went back to you. Or reach out on like Instagram or anything like that. I can help you get a pattern figured out. I don't own the copyright to it. I didn't create it. It's all out there, so I don't mind sharing it. Alright, so tool probably doesn't help that. I definitely knocked a chunk off this, and it's uncomfortable to hold certain ways. So I will say, Latigo, don't have that much of an issue with this. Like, I think I'm doing it right. It feels way better on my wrist. It feels a little worse on my shoulder, but trading one for the other. Yes, we did it. I say that and then watch, I go right back to... Oh, so who was I watching or listening to? It was somebody the other day. And they were talking about the tapered maul, and I was trying to understand like where they would be at with it. That makes way more sense, because my preferred position that I would want to be in right now is doing that same thing that you were, but I've dropped in my elbow down onto the table, just to kind of help with that shoulder. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look into a tapered maul. I'll say that so I wasn't talking into my coffee. $7.53. Oh, we're getting close. So when we started this, I mentioned at 8 o'clock I was gonna end this. And with that was gonna go over and do a raid once Social FD started. Because that's where I spend my Saturday nights between 8 and 10 Eastern Standard Time. Going over there and playing marbles on stream with them. Social FD is Social FD is a non-profit that helps volunteer fire departments with their social media and host their websites, build websites and that. So we play marbles on stream. They do some giveaways. I actually won a 6-pack of the energy drink. That's literally the name, the energy drink. On the last stream? Two streams ago. Last stream I didn't win nothing. So we have a fun time over there. I knew nothing about playing marbles on stream until I heard about them doing it, and they were very nice and taught me how. And then found out it's all just luck. But it's fun. Good group over there talking to and all of that. I never go back to a straight mall, huh? So then not only am I going to have 2 rolls of leather, I keep finding myself going back to it, so I'm trying. Not only will I have 2 rolls of leather that I can't use, I'm going to have a straight mull I can't use, huh? You want like 10 giveaways in a row? That's a pretty good day. Well, pretty good time, whenever it was. You let others win. Yeah. Well, let others win. That's a good thing. I did send a package out to Social FD the other day. And a couple streams ago, I leaked what I was sending them. So a couple people got to see it. But I am going to work on some more stuff for them too, to help with the giveaways. Feel like I can help them raise money and that a little better by getting them stuff to give away than that. Use the straight when I have to whack the heck out of something. So I don't use the maul for like cutting stuff. I've got an arbor press normally that is mounted right over in this area, and I use that because I was beating the crap out of stuff. I have one thing for cutting that is meant to be pounded, and I got this from a guy that I was learning some leather from, and he got out of doing everything except for helmet shields. I don't know how to sharpen this thing. It's a Texas Custom Dies for a keychain. So when I bought like all the other stuff from his shop and that, this definitely needs sharpened. You can see how it's beat up. And that, like, you can see there's little divots and all of that. I have no idea how to sharpen this. Like, I've struggled with sharpening stuff anyways. When I do knives, I have an actual like jig thing and a work smart thing. For my swivel knife, I've got, you know, the guide. It's just not something I've been able to catch the hang of. So yeah, I have no idea how to do this, but I want to because it'd be a lot easier to just be able to knock out a whole bunch of keychain shapes. If anyone knows how to sharpen that, or even knows someone I could send it to get it sharpened, I'd be okay with that too. A couple minutes, and then we're gonna go on a raid, which I've never done before, so that may or may not work. So, I laughing to myself there, because Latigo, I was thinking people are like sitting here watching you kind of tell me how to do that, and it was like me learning how to do leatherworking. Fine file first to remove the notches, and then a round ceramic or diamond stone. Send it back to Texas Custom Dies. Well, that one would work, and I don't know why I didn't think of that. I don't have a round ceramic or diamond stone. I think I have tapered ones. I'll have to check that out. I'm looking over there because I do have a couple of filing or sharpening things, but not a ton. I'll have to look at that. So yeah, no, I was just kind of laughing to myself about like people watching me learn how to do that, and you explain it and how kind of difficult it is to type it and read it and learn that way. And it made me laugh because then my mind started thinking like, what a funny video that would be, is just watching someone learn how to do this, but the only thing they can do is read what someone else is saying. Send it back to them. I'll have to reach out and see how that is. Reach out and see how much that is. Let me see. Have they gone? They have, so that's a mistake. Alright, so I appreciate everyone that came in. I've got, what are we at here? Alright. That's because I hit the wrong button. That's all that one was. That wasn't even a mistake. I hit it not knowing what that one did. So I appreciate everyone that came in. I learned stuff tonight. That's what I super like about this stuff. Moonshine, you're able to identify some of that leathers I got in that. Latigo, I'm definitely going to keep thinking about that every time I'm doing tooling. So appreciate everyone that stopped in. If you would like, we're going to try to leave on a raid to Social FD. I almost threw that in my lap. I don't know how it's going to work because I've never done that before. So thank you again. I appreciate everything and every time everyone shows up. We are going to try and find this. There it is. All right. Thank you again, everybody. I super appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Ben, have you guys been having fun? We have been super busy behind the scenes. You guys know about the Station 3 leather? Let's go, bro. Yeah. Woo. James, welcome in. Good to have you here. Let's go. Station 3 leather, absolutely amazing. That's my boy right there. If you guys didn't know that. Oh yeah. Getting all crazy and excited over here. Everything's going crazy. I don't know. See what I mean? It's all going stupid. Everything's going stupid. Everything's going really weird, and I don't know what's going on. My computers are absolutely insane right now. Absolutely insane. Guys, if you are not following Station 3 Leather, please join us. Absolutely a great time over there. Everything is going wrong. Everything is going wrong right now, but that's okay. We're going to make it through it because I have some cool stuff and I want to tell you about it. Yo, Meathead Games, thank you for that follow. It means a lot. Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot. It really does. In case you didn't know, Social FD is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we help volunteer fire departments with online engagement. All right, we do that with websites that we help build. We host it for free, and we have social media posting tools that they can use, and we do that all at no cost to the firehouse. Yeah, Luzek, I know I'm out. I'm all out. I've got more coming. I've got some stuff coming. So yeah, guys, that's Social FD. I appreciate the follows. I appreciate that raid. That raid was absolutely amazing. Let's go.